Pay attention! We're starting now! Go!
Bam, dam, bam, 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 woo! Bam, 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 ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-ba. Come on, ba-na-na-na. That's right, ba-na-na-na, na-na-na-na. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. In particular, welcome to Rockin Robbie Live, and we are blowing the roof off tonight. Because this is the year of the heel, and I told you, I prepared you, brothers, that it was the year of the heel. 2025, the year of PCPX, and did you know, would you know, the man himself has gone heel. John Cena, you can't see me. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I am your host, Rockin RobbieBillz, and I could not be more excited to be here for the PCP official after show, if you will, for the 2025 WWE Elimination Chamber. We're going to be talking about last night's event. PLE is what they call them now, premium live events for the WWE, the heel turn of Cena to correspond with the heel turn of Rockin Robbie. And you know what? Me and John Cena didn't get together and plan this, but it's just the way it goes. Anyway, we also are going to be finally reviving the DC sneak peek tonight. A little bit of show and tell, but a lot of conversation. This is the show where we gather and talk about comics, movies, pop culture, and a whole lot more. I, of course, am Rockin Robbie Billups. You are the PCP Army. Thank you so much for being here. You should follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook and on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, join the PCP Army. That's the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. If you're on X, you can join me over there at the Rockin Robbie. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/PCP, like these fine PCP patrons right there. Heels, one and all, and we love them for it. Or with a super chat tonight, we got a goal. 5 super chats of $5 or more. If we do that, we're going to open up a Dinobot action figure. We'll be singing lots of songs, all that and more. But all the support we need is a like, a share, a subscription, and of course, join the conversation, because this show, even though we got a plan, grandiose some may call it, this show is driven fueled, if you will, by your questions, your thoughts, your comments, your concerns. So get them in right now. What did you think about the Elimination Chamber? What do you want to talk about? Anything is open. Let's get to it, y'all. And of course, don't forget, we're in the midst, we're at the cusp, at the beginning of March Madness 2025. 17 movies celebrating madness in cinema across 4 channels: Dylan's Horror Show, Pop Culture Philosophers, Blood Splatter Chatter, and for the first time, 1 collection down, everybody. And it all kicks off tonight right after the stream over at Dylan's Horror Show with Jacob's Ladder. That's 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow night, A Lizard in a Woman's Skin. It's an Italian giallo directed by Lucio Fulci. Super excited to talk about that one. That's tomorrow night here on Pop Culture Philosophers at 8 p.m. Central Time. And then over at One Collection Down on Tuesday night, Fable, I see you in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's 8 p.m. Central Time, I believe 9 p.m. Eastern, and then Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time over at Blood Splatter Chatter. Speaking of Lucio Fulci, how about The House by the Cemetery? We are at the beginning of March Madness, and I could not be more excited to be joined by my homies Dylan, Fable, Verno, and all of the panelists. Also coming up here on PCP Wednesday evening, at 5 p.m. Central Time, I'll be having a conversation with Ivan Cohen, who is the writer of, actually a DC animated television writer. So that's going to be an interesting conversation. But he's writing the new Wacky Races one-shot from Dynamite Comics, and I cannot wait to talk about that. We now pause for station identification. Get your stations in. Get your pop booms in. Throw them out in the chat right now. You can't see me. So welcome, everybody. Welcome here to Rockin Robbie Live, and let's take a moment just to toast Triple H, The Rock, John Cena, and the WWE for one of the most impressive heel turns since 1996, when Hulk Hogan became the third man and formed the NWO with Kevin Nash, with Scott Hall, at, what was it, Bash at the Beach or whatever in 1996. So Station... hell yeah. Oh, man. How's everybody doing? Let's take a look at the chat, see what's up. We got GTK Comic in the house. First, as usual, the artist formerly known as Jesse, say what? Is out here with a station and a pop boom. We got Sherb in the house with a station. KR with a station. We got Derek with a dinosaur type thing. That's pretty freaking cool. We got Circumstances in the house. Let's fucking go. We got Ariaga in the house. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hydra Asylum Comics. What's up, Jay? Jay says, heel turn of the century. Robbie, fuck them awards and fuck them kids. Bills, you know it, man. You know it. Circumstances says he's liked the stream, so why don't you join along and hit that thumbs up button? It really helps us out. We got Pete in the house with the station saying, let's fucking go, Rockin Robbie. What is up, everybody? Everybody let Pete know what is up. Your time is up. My time is now. That's right, Jay. You know it. KR says, since when have you been watching modern WWE? Well, since the very first Saturday night main event that they did at the tail end of last year. I actually talked about it here on a Rockin Robbie Live. I got Peacock. I have access to Peacock, which has access to all the WWE, pay-per-views, PLEs, whatever the hell you want to call them. And so I started this thing where I started watching, I watched WrestleMania 1. And then I watched WrestleMania 2 and 3 and 4. And I've been slowly going through the history of WrestleMania, right? I've been watching them all from front to back. I kind of got stalled out over the last few weeks. Just been really busy. It's been a really crazy couple months here in Rockin Robbie's world, but I'll tell you what, here at the beginning, not the cusp, but the beginning of March Madness, I really feel like everything's in a really good spot right now, and I hope it just continues, because right now things are going very, very well. Anyway, aside from that, I watched when Saturday night's main event came back on Peacock at the end of last year, I watched that show and I was really impressed with it. I liked it a lot. And then I was like, you know what? I have Netflix right now because of Cobra Kai. Still haven't watched the last 5 episodes of Cobra Kai. I personally feel like I don't want it to end, so I haven't watched it yet, and I haven't had too many spoilers come through. But I gotta get on that. I gotta go ahead and finish it up. But since I was like, I got Netflix right now for this, let me watch Raw, because Raw went over to, Netflix, right? And I've been watching Raw since. And I've been watching recaps of SmackDown. I don't have access to USA Network, so I don't get to watch SmackDown. Plus, that's like 6 hours of WWE a week. It's hard for me to keep up, right? And that's one of the reasons why when I tried to get back in around like 2014, 2015 or so, it was the era of the Shield and Daniel Bryan. Was like I was there when Seth Rollins turned against the Shield. Like I remember, holy shit, that was crazy. But yeah, I haven't been watching a lot of modern wrestling at all. But I had heard really great things about Triple H and what he was doing with the company post Vince McMahon. I really appreciated and loved Saturday night's main event. Both shows, actually, but the first show they did was really cool. The first Raw they did on Netflix was cool. It's kept me engaged. I watched the Royal Rumble last month, had a lot of fun with that. So I've been really pumped for Elimination Chamber, and now I'm even more pumped for WrestleMania. In fact, me and the homies here, we are already setting up our 2-night WrestleMania live party event, and we're so freaking excited for that. And we haven't done that, or at least I haven't been a part of doing that in a long time, years. But I'll tell y'all what, WWE is in a creative renaissance right now, and holy shit, last night's Elimination Chamber was amazing. Edson is in the house with the station. Fable's in the house, says, hey everyone. Boat's in the house with a pop, pop, boom. Son 1 is in the house. He took away his message, but appreciate you being here. CTA Frank says, station, English Bob and Little Bill are battling in the afterlife. Comics Embrace is in the house. What is up, Comics Embrace? Nice to see you here. Justin Richards, station. What's up, my man? How you been? Long time no see, no chat. What, we ain't friends no more, Justin? Nice to see you here, man. Reach out. Say what's up. Chat dropped down. Let's drop back up. Yeah, pop, pop, boom, Pete. You know what I'm saying. I can see that. I can read the emojis. I may be 43 years old. About to be 44 in May, however. I'm still hip enough to know what those emojis mean. They mean pop, pop, boom, motherfucker. Ha ha. Boat says, am I the only one watching a blank set? When's Robbie coming on? You can't see me. I love it. KR says, I hope Cody's nuts are okay. I'm sure they are, but... Kenneth Bird says hi to everyone here tonight. What's up, my man? What's up, James? Pop, pop, boom, Rockin Robbie and the chat. Joe is in the house, says top 3 heel turns. Number 1, Hogan at Bash at the Beach. Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17. That one didn't really go over so well, did it? And number 3, now Cena. I like that top 3. I would put Cena over the Stone Cold one. I remember that. That was the last WrestleMania that I actually watched. I don't mean the last completed one that I watched on my journey through the WrestleManias, because that would be true too, because right now I'm at the end of WrestleMania 19. I'm about to watch the Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar fight. And that's kind of where I dropped out. I wasn't really there for the Ruthless Aggression era or even the PG era. I kind of came back in, dipped my toes in for a moment, then left again. But now, y'all, I am fucking hooked back in. My YouTube feed is all fucking wrestling shit now. I've been watching wrestling shit for so fucking long, getting caught up on what's been going on, and just having so much fun with the theories and the thoughts of where the storylines are going. It's so much fucking fun. But I would put Seth Rollins betraying the Shield maybe above the Stone Cold. The Stone Cold one was a big fucking deal. Stone Cold goes corporate. It didn't turn out so well for them. Hey, what's up, BJ? How you doing? Station. Doubles is in the house. What is up? What about AEW? I haven't been watching AEW or NXT. I'm focused right now just on WWE. I don't really have time for WWE. So I don't know, but I hear that AEW is not very good. And what I'm hearing is that they're like athletic based, but it's not really story based. So it doesn't keep you really engaged, but I don't know. What do you think, Doubles? Should I check out AEW? I've never watched them. Jared says, I'm here to spread berserk propaganda and be cringe. Suck it. Sounds good to me, bro. Fable says, WWE is really good right now. It is. It is 100%. Like, 100%. Like, I fucking... Years ago, and not just years ago, but like consistently throughout the years, Mike the Voice Matthews has been trying to get me to get back into wrestling, or at least allow wrestling content here on the channel. I'm like, dude, that's not what we do. We do comics and movies and my personality. That's what PCP is, right? Well, Mike was right, or at least he's definitely right now, because it is time for some wrestling talk, y'all. This shit is awesome right now. KR says, no one tell him how Hilary Swank comes in and kicks Daniel and Johnny's ass. KR, if that's how Cobra Kai ended, I would still be cool with it. But next Karate Kid is the worst Karate Kid movie, as you can tell from our PCP movie night of the Karate Kid franchise. Jay says, I was at WrestleMania 17. Such a wild night. Holy shit, that's crazy. KR says, I think Jade Cargill legit murdered Naomi. I think Michael Cole said that. She's dead. She's dead. It's fucking awesome. I love the commentating too. I think Pat McAfee is awesome. I think Wade Barrett is awesome. And Michael Cole, like when they're working together on these PLEs, that's what they're called now, premium live events. It's so great. I know Wade's over at SmackDown, but like I said, I've never really watched SmackDown. It's never been like, I remember when they introduced SmackDown because I was super into wrestling in the Attitude Era. And I never really made the jump to SmackDown. So I don't know. I don't like that there's different rosters. I'm still trying to figure out how the title situation goes. There's fucking 2 titles now, but then they got merged into one, but then there's the World Heavyweight. Fucking confusing. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is, and I can kind of piece it together. So I've been doing a lot of research, y'all. Justin wants to know, have I watched the Vince documentary on that Netflix subscription, Robbie? I have not, but people have told me that I really need to, so I'll probably definitely will check it out. People says, I wish I could go party with y'all. You can, bruh. Just fly down to Huntsville for the weekend. I'm sure we can crowdfund you a ticket. Come down to Huntsville for that weekend. Hang out with us. We're at Jelani's house, night 1. It's at my buddy Chris's house, night 2. I was going to host a night, but then Jelani volunteered, and I was like, Jelani's got more seating than me and a bigger space, so that's probably for the best. But I am fucking pumped, yo. But that Jade Naomi shit, that was fucking dope as shit. And luckily, because I've been doing my research, I knew what that was. I knew that there was an attack on Jade. She got injured. Everybody thought it was Liv Morgan, who is my favorite women's wrestler right now. She is so hot, but also so fucking talented and so over and so good at being this heel. I fucking love it. I think it's amazing. Justin says, I'm here. I've been lurking, been busy with the new series announcement. New series announcement, Justin. Sounds like it's time for you to come back on the channel to talk about it. That's what that sounds like to me, my man. Fable says, WrestleMania 18, The Rock Hogan double turn was great. I just WrestleMania 18. Yeah, where am I? I'm at 19 right now. So I just watched the first time this was not the first time I watched it, was it? No. Because I've seen WrestleMania 19 before. Or maybe I haven't. Maybe 17 was the last one. I never saw this. So I never saw the Hulk Hogan Vince McMahon match, which I watched last night, which was not like technically the best match ever, but it was still kind of fucking fun, right? WrestleMania 18 though, yeah, the Rock Hogan shit, that was good. That was good. Double says, bro, AEW shows are meh at times. Pay-per-views are some of the best in my opinion. And there's one this Saturday. This upcoming Saturday. I think I got plans this upcoming Saturday. We'll see, but I will definitely check it out. What do you mean, any suggestions to the new comic book reviews? What do you mean by that? Justin says, oh no, I've already said that. Two good Pedros in the house with a pop, pop, boom, and actually it's the station and a pew, pew. We'll consider that a pop, pop, boom a little bit. Fable says, Cody dropped the F-bomb and Michael Cole said, shit, the Attitude Era is back, baby. Yeah, a few weeks ago on Raw, too, Pat McAfee said, holy shit! And I was like, holy crap, I can't believe he said that. And then, yeah, last night when Cody's like, Rock, go fuck yourself. And then on the WWE's YouTube channel, where they have the Cena turns heel clip, they kept it in. And I thought that was awesome. Yeah, we are back to the Attitude Era. We're back to corporate Rock, the final boss. I fucking love it. And it's so refreshing. I was talking to my homie Chris about this last night. Superhero Awesome Comics. Follow him on IG. I was talking to him last night about, I was watching the post-game show, right? Like where they come out and they talk, right? Cena comes out, drops the fucking mic, right? But they had a conversation with Triple H. They had a conversation with The Rock. They're breaking kayfabe. They're talking about the storytelling process. They're breaking kayfabe. And it's so refreshing because we're not stupid. We know all this is predetermined. It's super athletic. It's not an easy thing to do. But I love that they know that we know now, and they acknowledge that we know now, and they play around with that. They use the terms heel and face. They use the term like work and bump, and I love that shit. It's fucking awesome. It's nice to see Michael Cole still there too, though. Joe says, America was the biggest heel in Canada last night. LOL. Logan Paul embraced it fully. Logan Paul. How do I feel about Logan Paul? Personally, I don't know him. But as a wrestler, I think he's brilliant. I think he's a brilliant heel because we all fucking hate that guy. And he is athletic and he does some really cool stuff. He did some great stuff last night. And like I said, I've been doing research. I saw the moment. Him and Ricochet at Royal Rumble, I think last year, bounce off the ropes, fly at each other, collide in midair in the middle of the fucking ring. That's like some anime shit, man. That's amazing. I like Logan Paul in the WWE because you need those heels that you hate. I've always been a fan of heels, right? When I was a kid, of course I was a Hogan guy. I became an Ultimate Warrior guy, but there was something inside of me that really liked $1 Million Man, for instance, right? My favorite wrestler of all time is The Rock. And I love The Rock as the people's champion, but I love him just as much as the corporate champion, right? So I love heels. I loved Undertaker, right? Kane, they came out as heels, and it works, right? And like, I love that there's a lot of these people like Rock, Undertaker. These are characters that can shift and change, right? And adapt, right? They can be a bad guy, they can be a good guy, they can be something in between, right? And then you got your people like Hogan, you got your people like Warrior, you got your people like Stone Cold, you got your people like Cena and Hogan in particular. And that's like Superman going bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's brilliant to do it at this point. A lot of Cena's child fans from back in his heyday, they're grown up now. He's been out of the game for a little bit, right? And this is the perfect time to turn him heel without having a lot of crying children around. It's basically the same thing they did with Hogan in 96. He was already kind of past that shine. You know what I'm saying? So it was, I fucking loved it. Ultimate Warrior was awesome. I agree. Jared says, I only ever watched WWE for The Undertaker. He spoke to my emo teenage soul. Hell yeah, I love The Undertaker. Double says, the modern belts in the WWE are disgusting to look at. I like him. I like the World Heavyweight belt. It looks nice. I think the WWE Undisputed belt looks fine. I think the belts look fine. It's not quite the eagle, you know, the eagle wings. Justin says, Attitude Era will always be the GOAT. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Dynamite's in the house with a station. Joe says, WrestleMania 20 is the mania that Chris Benoit wins the big gold belt. Well, that one didn't age too well, did it? Justin says, absolutely want to come back on. This one belongs here on PCP. Hell yeah, man. Well, reach out. We'll get it set up, man. Sounds good to me. One collection down says, Rock last night said it was the beginning of a new era. Hell yeah, it is. The era of Rockin Robbie being back into the shit. KR says, Dirty Dom is the best heel. We talking about Dominic Mysterio? Yeah, he's another one that you just fucking hate. He's such a fucking sniveling little ass. Him and Logan, they're great heels, man. That's what you need. Dynamite says, I remember watching George the Animal Steel and Andre the Giant classic WWF. Hell yeah. Hey, my favorite bot is here. What's up, Christina? How you doing? Good to see you. She's reminding everybody to hit that thumbs up button. Derek says, bring back Cactus Jack. That would be fucking fun. Jay says, Cena's been face for way too long. It's about time. Joe says, now all the crying Cena fans are crying Cody fans. Yes. And that's exactly what you want. And what's going to happen at WrestleMania? Is Cena going to beat Cody? In my opinion, yeah. Cena's going to beat Cody, win his 17th title, break the record, and do it as a heel. But here's my idea. Here's my idea. It's a ploy. It's a ploy. It's like Cena's like undercover or some shit, right? And I think he will turn back around SummerSlam or whatever happens between SummerSlam and Ruthless Aggression, which is the rumored December PLE that is going to be Cena's big send-off, right? Cena will not end as a heel, I think, in my opinion, but I think that this arc is going to be really fucking cool, and I cannot wait to see him as a heel, but I think there will be a turn. Maybe it's not like he's a plant or something, but something will happen to spin him back around, and I believe it will end with a big match at Ruthless Aggression, maybe, with him, maybe versus The Rock. That would be cool. I know The Rock is super busy. He's in the new Martin Scorsese film, for instance. So I don't know if that's how that's going to play out. I'm not the expert on the WWE because I haven't really watched it in decades, and been super into it for decades. So I'm not the expert, but I do feel like I know story, and I feel like Cena's going to have an arc that's going to like heel turn all the way up, peak, and then face turn again, and he's going to end it as the hero to millions yet again. That's what I think. They should have Kurt Angle defect to the Canada Olympic team. That'd be funny. That dude's fucking neck is so fucked, though. I don't think there's any way he's coming back. Joe Corallo is in the house. What is up, my man? Nice to see you here. Almost 23,000 subs. This channel is really growing, huh? Yeah, we've always grown. We've been at a steady growing pace. I've had friends who have leapfrogged us. They've gotten over 100,000 subs, over 150,000 subs. They kind of plateau. There have been times where I thought PCP kind of plateaued, but honestly, PCP has always just been at a steady incline as far as subs go, as far as engagement goes. So I feel like we're in good hands here with the YouTube community for PCP in 2025, the year of PCPX. And if you ain't down with PCPX, I got 2 words for you. You can't see me. Suck it. There you go. Nice attempt to try to turn the conversation away from wrestling, though, Joe Corallo. I appreciate that. Fable says CM Punk and Cena locking up after years was also great. I agree. Hondalorian is in the house. Station, I was an Ultimate Warrior fan. I've recently come to appreciate Mr. Perfect. Yeah, he's really good too. I loved when he threw a football Hail Mary to himself. Dynamite says Cena will come back as Peacemaker. Hey, American Demon is in the house. What's up, my man? It's been way too long since we hung out. It's been over 2 months. I know that you and I know that both of y'all have reached out to me, and a couple times we haven't hung out since, but I would like let's talk, man. I'd love to hang out with you, man. I really, really would. Christina's saying hi to everybody. Double says Vince McMahon in the Ruthless Aggression era was a menace. Doubles also says, I'm glad Cena won over CM Punk. Yeah, I think they're setting up a CM Punk, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins kind of feud. And we're definitely getting Drew and Damian, right? Jade and Naomi. Bianca and either Rhea or Io Sky, whoever wins on Monday Night Raw. It's definitely going to be Rhea Ripley. They're not going to switch the titles that quick, though. Joe says Kevin Owens is the best. He put his body through hell the last PLEs. Now Randy Orton will get his ass at Mania. Yes. That was another great match. Well, I'll run through the matches. Let me run through the matches real quick. All right. It started off with the Women's Elimination Chamber. That badass start with Jade coming and attacking Naomi. Bianca, was it Blair? Bianca's response to that. Liv is a fucking amazing in that ring. Everybody was amazing. That whip, the sound, the blood. Oh my God, it was so good. I loved it. I thought it was great, and it's a really great setup for the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. I thought that match was fantastic. I really, really did. Then there was the weakest match of the night to me, which was Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton, who I'm not super familiar with, but man, she's hot. But I've always loved Trish too. Trish was at the expo, I think, last year? Our homie Jelani got to go meet her. But I wasn't really watching when she was performing, so I didn't have too much of a connection, but man, she still got it. She can still get it. You know what I'm saying? What was that? Nia Sky and whoever she's with. That was an okay match, but it was still a good match. Saying it was the weakest match of the night doesn't distract from the fact that it was still a good match. It was still a good match. So 4 big matches, none of them sucked, in my opinion. So that was fine, but it was probably the weaker one, right? But I still liked it. And then there was the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match, which was like the unsanctioned match. And I was like, well, somebody's going to bleed in this match. Not a lot of blood, but the going through the double table spot was fucking awesome. Putting Kevin Owens through the 2 drink tables out there, that was fucking awesome. All the chair work. I love the idea. Wrestling's so fucking stupid, and I love it. But like, Sami Zayn's like looking under the mat. What does he find? He finds a fucking chair wrapped in barbed wire. Like, who the fuck? And Michael Cole's like, who fucking put that there? You know, like who? Why is that even a thing that's there? You know what I'm saying? But I love it, and I love the spot and putting it between. And if you notice when Kevin got on, there's the 2 tables or the 2 chairs set up, then the barbed wire chair over them. Kevin doesn't go through that chair. That couldn't have been feeling nice. And I know like that the barbed wire's not. It's still real barbed wire, I think, but it's like cut and bent, so it's not gonna like hurt you as much. But it can have been a nice match to have to go through for either Sammy or Kevin. But that was a great match. I loved it. I thought it was great. Then you got the men's match. I thought they all did great. The Drew and Damian stuff's being set up. That was awesome. Logan, where does he fit in going forward? I don't know, because I feel like you got this Damian Drew McIntyre thing that's being set up, and that's going to be a cool match at WrestleMania, and that's going to be built up, I think. And then you've got, if Roman Reigns is not involved, which I think he should be, but you got CM Punk and Roman Reigns, or Seth Rollins now. That's a fucking match that's going to happen at WrestleMania. I think Roman Reigns is going to be in the midst of that, because there's like this cool like triple threat they could do. Where does Logan fit in? I don't fucking know. I honestly don't. My buddy Chris last night, Superhero Awesome Comics, follow him on IG, yeah. My buddy Chris was like, I think he's skipping WrestleMania. No way. No way Logan comes back to do a couple Raws and Elimination Chamber and Royal Rumble and not be in some match in WrestleMania. It's not going to happen. So maybe some stuff will happen. Maybe it'll be a triple threat between Damian, Drew, and Logan, but that would distract, I think, from the Drew-Damian feud that they got building up right now. We'll find out a lot more about everything on Monday night, because the Raw after a PLE or a PPV is always a big, like, set up episode, and I'm really, really excited to see what happens. I loved all the matches. Anthony Davis is in the house. I don't see Cody dropping the title, though. I do see it. He won it last WrestleMania. He hasn't had to go through a lot of defenses within the last year. He's got to lose it. He's going to lose it so he can get it back. That's how this storytelling's going to work. He is going to lose it, and he's going to lose it to heel Cena, because The Rock's going to pull some bullshit. That's what I think. Chill Out Man is in the house. Station, everyone. Happy Mardi Gras. Happy Festivus to the best of us. I'm sorry I'm drunk already. Well, that's all right. We'll forgive you for that. Last week, I was a little drunk too. Hydra Asylum says, Cena should just go ahead and shave his head. He's got that Friar Tuck starting. Yes, he does. And he should. Comic Gone says, did you get a chance to check out any of Sticky Goose's recent videos? If so, what are your thoughts? I saw the video where he announced his retirement from YouTube. Then I saw the video where he announced that he was coming back. I haven't seen anything since. I don't watch a lot of comic book YouTube. And I feel bad for that because I got a lot of friends that do comic book YouTube, but I don't watch a lot of it. In the last couple months, I've been watching a lot of wrestling YouTube. But my thoughts on Sticky Goose are this, man. Sticky, do what you do. Keep doing what you do. Find your lane. Stick with it. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, man. That's what this platform is for. Some people are here to, like, grow and, like build an empire and all that shit. And some of us are just here to fucking have fun, have a spot to, like, talk and inadvertently build an empire, I guess. I don't fucking know. Anthony says, off topic, did you like Final Crisis? Thoughts? Yeah, I love Final Crisis. Final Crisis to me is one of my favorite Crisis events. I love it, and I've actually gone in depth explaining Final Crisis to many people, including here on the channel, but I'm quite the fan of Grant Morrison's Final Crisis. Double says, I'm going to go CM Punk, Logan Paul, and Seth versus Roman. Ooh, 4 of them? I think Logan would distract from that just a little bit, but Logan needs a feud, and I don't feel like Logan Paul had a feud started in the Elimination Chamber. I don't think he fits in with CM. I don't think he fits in with Punk and Roman and Seth, and I don't think he fits in with the Drew and Damian spot. So something else has to be built up. I don't know. American Demon says, for sure we'll hang out. Want to go to a birthday trip, strip club trip this Friday? I've never been before. You're kind of speaking my language, brother. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. May fucking be. What strip club you going to, bro? Holler at me off camera. Fuck yeah, man. I might be down for that. I think the girlfriend might be down for that too. I think so, man. Chill Out Man says, Trish Stratus still under contract. Jeez, let's go. Not under contract, but she's like free agent, but she's like back. Her and John Cena. It's like kind of their last little bit. Dynamite says, I always hope for a wardrobe malfunction when I watch the women wrestle. Must be the perv in me. No problem with that. Son One says Tiffany has an Adam's apple. I don't have a problem with that, personally. Mike, what is up? My man who's been trying to get me to talk wrestling for years and years and years. You've gotten your wish, Mike. They have sucked my ass back in 100%. I fucking love this shit. Shit's fucking awesome. And yeah, that KO Sami Zayn match was great. I loved it. I loved it. Joe said, I was hoping we would get a flaming table spot. Fuck yeah. Mike, we're putting together a WrestleMania, like, hangout event. Like, night 1 at Jelani's, night 2 at Chris's, man. Evil Face Bad is in the house. He says, Cody's run has just been mid. Joe says, where is LA Knight going? Maybe Knight versus Fatu? I don't know. I don't watch SmackDown, so I don't really know too much about LA Knight. I know he's kind of over. Is he like an intercontinental kind of level kind of dude? Mid-card shit? Jay says, bro, that mic arm is giving you the hardest time tonight. Yeah, but that's fine. Anthony, no, I don't fuck with AEW right now, but I hear that it's not that great, but maybe their pay-per-views are pretty good. Fuzzy's here with big love from Scotland. Big fan. Love your work. Well, thank you so much for being here. Are there any Doctor Strange runs you would recommend? Yes. Yes. The number one Doctor Strange book I would recommend is Fall Sunrise by Trad Moore. Just start there. The Donny Cates run's pretty good. There's the Doctor Strange, Doctor Doom, Love and Torment, I believe it's called. Mike Mignola. That's good. There's a Brian K. Vaughan story, The Oath. That's pretty good. Those would be the ones off the dome. Oh, 2 different matches. Logan and CM Punk, Seth and Roman. I think Seth and CM Punk are so hot right now, though. There's no way you don't do that. And I think Roman's going to be involved in that. That's just what I think. That's just what I think. All in all, though, I loved the Elimination Chamber. So pumped for WrestleMania. I enjoyed the Royal Rumble. I love this heel turn. It's fucking awesome. Bum ba dum bum. Ba na dum bum. Ba na dum bum. Ba na dum bum. I fucking love it. Justin wants to remind us that he is a character in the Doctor Strange run by Donny Cates, and I remember that, bruh. Yes, you are. That's a good, solid run. So, real quick, we're about to take a quick break. Here's what I want to know. Out of 5 possible you digs, what would you rate last night's Elimination Chamber if you watched it? How excited are you for the future of the WWE? And also, what are your favorite Doctor Strange runs? Let us know right now. We're going to take a quick thugonomics break, Anthony. We'll be right back here on Rockin Robbie Live.
Brad Frederick says, I just discovered this channel this year, and the weekly comic reviews are one of my most anticipated videos on YouTube. Here's to another year of awesome content. What about the last 10, man? Where the fuck were you, Brad Frederick?
Welcome back, everybody. Here to Rockin Robbie Live, Year of the Heel, PCPX. We've been talking about the Elimination Chamber. We're about to get into some more interesting conversation as well, including a movie I watched today at the movie theater, at church. And then, of course, the DC sneak peek is making its return tonight. So I'm very, very stoked for that. A little bit of show and tell coming up a little bit later on. But follow Pop Culture Philosophers on Facebook and on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, join the PCP Army, the official Pop Culture Philosophers Facebook group. You can follow me on X at the Rockin Robbie, and you can find podcasts and more at popculturephilosophers.com. You can help support the channel financially over at patreon.com/PCP, which will unlock exclusive content such as a downloadable audio file of the weekly comic book review available right before it drops in video format here on YouTube. Also, you can support the channel with a super chat. We haven't had a super chat tonight. That would be cool. We can sing the Hellboy song. We can celebrate. We can do all of that. But all the support we need is you being here, liking, sharing, subscribing, and being a part of the conversation. All right, y'all, we are at the very beginning of March Madness. It kicks off tonight. We got 17 movies across 4 channels all March long, celebrating the madness of cinema. It starts tonight at 9:30 p.m. Central Time at Dylan's Horror Show with Jacob's Ladder. Continues tomorrow night on Pop Culture Philosophers for PCP Movie Night with Lucio Fulci's Lizard in a Woman's Skin. That's at 8 p.m. Central Time. Tuesday night, over at One Collection Down, his first time joining Fables, first time joining a movie review lineup. He's going to be talking about Flatliners at 8 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday night. And on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, The House by the Cemetery, also by Lucio Fulci, the final part of the Gates of Hell trilogy on Blood, Splatter, Chatter. We also got Ivan Cohen joining us for a conversation here on Pop Culture Philosophers Wednesday evening at 5 p.m. Central Time. He'll be talking about his work on DC animated films and DC animated series, as well as his upcoming Wacky Races comic book from Dynamite. We now pause for station identification. You can't see me. All right, when we last left you, I asked you, what would you rate out of 5 you digs last night's WWE 2025 Elimination Chamber? Me personally, I'm going to give it 4 you digs. 4 you digs. I think it was a really great show. The Trish, Tiff, Nia, and whoever match could have been a little bit more exciting, but I still liked that match. The KO Sami Zayn match was really cool. The women's elimination chamber was great. The men's elimination chamber was great, but the heel turn by John Cena, that was everything for me. It was awesome. I really liked it, but it wasn't one of those things where every single match had what the fuck. The what the fucks came at the very beginning of the women's elimination chamber and the very end of the men's elimination chamber, but that was a great bookend. I am all in right now for the WWE under the reign of the final boss and Triple H. And I love how the post-show interviews break kayfabe. It's so refreshing to me. It's super fucking awesome. I love it. All right, let's take a look at the chat. Because last we left you, we asked you for that. We also asked you to recommend Doctor Strange books. Mike wants to know, will John Cena have a new heel theme? I've heard a rumor he'll have new merch and a new theme starting on Monday, but we'll see. I also heard that he left, so maybe he filmed a promo that will air. But you know the Raw after a PLE is a big setup episode. You know this, Mike. I know this. You've been in it longer and more sustained than I have. I'm really, really excited to see what's coming up. One Collection Down says, Elimination Chamber 5, you digs. Super excited. Haven't read much Doctor Strange. Comment. Pete says, the original Doctor Strange run with the Frank Bruner covers is awesome. Joe gives the Elimination Chamber a 4.5. Dynamite says, 45 folks in the chat, only 29 likes. I got 35 likes right now. Can we get some more, y'all? Can we get some more likes, please? Underdog says Elimination Chamber was a 9 out of 10. That's a 4.5 out of 5. Show WrestleMania is going to be amazing and the future is very bright. I agree. Doubles is going to give Elimination Chamber a 4. I don't know why that comment got deleted. I think that was an accident. I can't seem to undo it for some reason. Maybe you can, Two Gun. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that comment. Mike gives it a 4 out of 5. Fuzzy says Travis Scott was awkward, though. He added nothing. I give it 4 out of 5. Love the Women's Chamber. Great show overall. Here's my thing about this Travis Scott thing. What the fuck was he there for? Was he there just to be a third person so that when they took that shot, people could make the comparison to the Bash at the Beach with Kevin Scott and Hulk? Like, is that the idea, to have 3 because they didn't have a third person yet? Was Travis Scott involved in pre-show shenanigans? I didn't fucking know. He shows up. He doesn't do much. He slapped the shit out of Cody Rhodes. You didn't really get to see it on the hard camera, but there are other footage. There's other footage where you can see that he slapped the shit out of Cody Rhodes, man. But yeah, why was he there? I don't know. Anthony says Travis Scott sucks. Justin says, I really dig Jason Aaron's run on Strange. Yeah, it's a pretty solid run with Chris Pachalo. Also, The Oath is a classic that I enjoyed. Mike says Travis Scott was added to give buzz so non-watchers and casuals would watch clips on YouTube and social media. So, already, the most viewed clip on WrestleMania or on WWE's in the most watched social media clip in WWE's history is the heel turn already. It's a big deal. They know what they're doing. No one saw this coming. I honestly thought that Rock would show up, Cody would tell him to go fuck himself, though I didn't think that would literally happen. And then I thought that The Rock would fuck Cena out of the main event and be like, you know what? Well, as the final boss, I'm going to change the rules. John Cena's going to fight blah, 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 blah. And my champion, say Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, or somebody else was going to align. Never thought John Cena would turn heel, especially in his last year. They got my ass. Anthony Davis says Jed McKay's Strange was solid. Yeah, it was pretty fucking solid. That's an interesting thought, Joe. Dynamite says McKay's Strange was good, but the Ross covers made it even better. I agree. Brett says, you got to get me through this last hour of work, my brother. Well, we're going to try. Anthony says, Leprechaun in the Hood. Well, we're doing Leprechaun on St. Patty's Day, so that's the closest we're going to get to that. Two Gun Pedro throwing out the link to Dylan's Horror Show as they kick off March Madness with Jacob's Ladder, the second best psychological thriller of the 1990s. And then we got a super chat from Fable, $5 super chat. Glad to see you into WWE again. Year of the heel. Now let's sing some Hellboy and celebrate. All right, that's 1 out of 5 for our goal tonight, everybody. 1 out of 5 super chats, $5 or more, and we open up a Dinobot. Thank you so much, Fable. This one's for you. Let me tell you about this little man I know. His name is Hellboy. He was sent to the earth some long time ago to save it or destroy. Brought to this earth by Rasputin, son of a demon and a nana who had a sex with the demon, but was raised by Professor Broom. And now he fights evil and monsters. Shit! Now he fights with a man who's a fish named Abe. Now he fights with a fire starter named Liz. And an ectoplasmic mess named Johan. BPRD. Yow! Thank you so much for the super chat, Fable. We really do appreciate it. It helps keep the lights on, helps keep the StreamYard paid for, even though we don't use StreamYard for the Rockin Robbie Lives. We use it for everything else. But thank you so much, Fable. That really does help us out a lot. 4 more super chats of $5 or more, we hit our goal for tonight, and we open up a Dinobot. And 1 more super chat, I'll let you know what Dinobot we're opening up. All right. William says, congrats to Zoe Zadana and Kieran Culkin for their Best Supporting Actor Awards. That's right. The Oscars are tonight. How's that going? If they hit Best Picture by the time, if we're still streaming when they hit Best Picture, which I doubt because we got to be out of here by 9:30 in an hour and a half for Dylan's Horror Show to start. March Madness with Jacob's Ladder. I won't be there, but definitely I'll be there in the chat for a moment. Nine-panel grid is in the house. Yo, there was a cool Doctor Strange mini where Tony Harris was on art. I think it was called Flight of Bones. It was called Flight of Bones. It was part of Marvel Knights Year 2. It's good, but Tony Harris only does like the first 2 or 3 issues, and then somebody else comes in. That was the biggest problem with that for me. But yeah, there you go. Pete says, bro, what is a heel turn? Heel turn is when a babyface goes heel. What that means is when a good guy turns into a bad guy. It's wrestling terminology, and that's what it means. So when Hulk Hogan, for instance, who is the good guy, I am a real American. So when he was revealed as the third man in the start of the NWO with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall back in 1996, that's a heel turn. That's him becoming a bad guy. Cena did that last night. Good guy to bad guy, that's a heel turn. Good guy means babyface. Bad guy means a heel. So there you go. Fuzzy says the F-bomb was something else. It's 4 a.m. here in the UK, and I woke up my wife by laughing so hard. Hell yeah. Boat says, how you feeling about the Strange of Asgard coming up? I don't know. We'll find out. Drops this week. We'll see. Hey, what's up, other Pete? Any of these Pete's here, the Pete that I was playing dominoes and chilling with in Orlando, let me know, please. Probably not. Eddie Von B is here just in time for Hellboy. Great timing. Pop, pop, boom. Fuzzy says, Jack Black in the house? Damn. Fuck. Dr. Doom's fan club is in the house. What's up, Stu? Station gang, Station Robbie. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I've had a really good weekend, man. Anthony Davis says Spider-Man Fever with Doctor Strange in it was dope. Definitely a trippy comic. You're welcome, Pete. Nope, none of these Pete's are that Pete. That's fine. I thought there was a lot of Chris's and John's, but there's a lot of fucking Pete's too, apparently. Joe says also, Andre the Giant turning heel with Bobby the Brain Heenan was huge. Yeah. Fuzzy says, I just read number 2 of the seasons. Much preferred number 1. Don't know if I'll carry on with it now. I really liked issue number 2. All right, before we dive deep into it, I watched a movie today. I went to the movie theater. Haven't been since Captain America Brave New World. I wanted to go watch this movie last week. I think it dropped last week. So I went this week when I had time. I went and watched The Monkey. The Monkey. So The Monkey is based on a short story by Stephen King. It is produced by James Wan, who I'm a fan of both Stephen King and James Wan. And it is directed by Oswald Perkins, who we will know as who? He's related to Anthony Perkins. He's the son of Anthony Perkins. Interesting. What movies did he do? He did Longlegs, right? Yeah, he did Longlegs. I was not a fan of Longlegs. Not going to lie to you. But The Monkey was something I was interested in checking out. So I watched it today, this afternoon. I was in a giant theater with 7 people. And all in all, I don't know quite how I feel about it. It's kind of weird, man. So, like, let's go with the pros. First of all, great kills in The Monkey. There's some really great kills. And the whole premise of The Monkey is this. There's this organ grinder monkey, one of those monkeys that claps cymbals. This one beats on a drum. And when you activate it, it causes the death of someone around you. The kills were great, and they kind of like came out of nowhere, and they were pretty extravagant, some of them, though they do use a lot of CG. But it wasn't really, the kills were great. The kills were the reason why to watch this movie. Is that the only pro I have? I like the concept of the movie, and I like the kills. And the movie has some really funny moments in it. Cons. The movie has funny moments, but overall, it might be a little bit too goofy for me. Overall, it comes across as a tonal clash. The music doesn't fit right. The thematics don't fit right with the comedic element of the movie. I feel like this movie should have just went full ham, cheeseball, ridiculousness, go for it. Instead, I felt like the movie was held back a little bit by trying to be serious in certain moments. Now, I don't think this movie's intended to be serious, but it doesn't quite nail the campy, cheesy factor for me. So I'm kind of like mixed on The Monkey, y'all. The elements of it I really liked. Elements of it I really didn't. All in all, I think it's okay. I guess I would give The Monkey a 2.5. And if you have to pay to go see it in the theater, I would tell you wait till it's on a streaming service. Or wait until you can rent it for $3. It's worth watching, but it's not super great and maybe not something I would go back to. But I was talking to Brooks earlier today because he had to come pick up my Blu-ray of Lizard in a Woman's Skin because it's impossible to find. So we're going to have a very small panel tomorrow because most people can't find this movie to watch. But I feel like the movie could have been a lot better if it would have just went and embraced the silliness. I think it's better than Longlegs. I think it has a lot of potential, but it didn't quite win me over. So I would give it a 2.5 out of 5. I do think, though, if you watch this movie with like a group of friends while you're drinking, it will be a better experience. This is a movie not to sit there in a dark theater and pay attention to, but it is a movie to like bring your friends over, do some tequila shots, smoke a lot of weed, and watch and have fun with. So I'll give it a 2.5 for now, with room to grow once I have the proper experience for the movie. So that's what I thought. If you've watched the movie, let me know what you think. Jay says, looks like Final Destination adjacent. Yeah, there's some Final Destination elements to it for sure. 9-Panel Grid says, the trailer for The Monkey was great. I'm excited to see it. I felt the same way. I was slightly disappointed, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's a movie, though, that, like, Eric, if me, you, Nick, and Stu, and Greg hung out and got super wasted on some really good bourbon and watched it, we would all have a fucking hoot. I did not pick up the monkey popcorn bucket, Pete. I didn't have any movie snacks today. Things are kind of like slim with the extra spending money right now until later on this week. So I just went there and I didn't have any drink or food. But I really wanted some popcorn and a cherry Coke, but I didn't get it because I was being responsible. Got a lot of bills coming up within the first week of each month, so I always have to maintain some hesitancy. Jared says, Longlegs felt like it tried to do too many things and never quite came together into something cohesive. I agree with that. Dr. Doom's Fan Club says, yeah, I was hyped to see this one in theaters like Longlegs, but you and Verno's lukewarm reviews have me wanting to stream it. Yeah, I haven't talked to Verno about it yet, but yeah, I need to hear what he thinks. Dylan, too. We're all three horror nuts. Hydra says, is it a you only have so much life to give it again out of 5? No, I think it's a, like I said, hanging out with homies, drinking, watching it, I think it would really, really work. Fable found Lizard in a Woman's Skin. I think this Daily Motion video, though, is cut. I'm letting it play because I think it's cut too short because I tried to play this for... I tried to tell Brooks that... God damn it, it's too loud. I tried to tell Brooks that it was available there, but I think it's cut. Because it's an hour and 40-minute movie. Or maybe it's on, somebody's got it on YouTube or somewhere, and it's like an hour and 10, but that's not right, because it's an hour 40. Oh, we're going through ads right now on this Daily Motion video. I just want to make sure to see if it's the real one. So I want people to be able to watch it. I don't get off on trying to find movies that nobody can fucking find to watch, which occasionally happens. Yeah, so this one on Daily Motion is an hour and 20 minutes. And that's not the whole movie. There's shit cut out of there. Oh, yeah, it doesn't end at the end. Oh, yeah, it gets cut. That's not the one to watch. Not at all. Dynamite says, did you watch Nosferatu? Is it worth streaming? Yes, I watched it. I give it a 5 out of 5. I love that fucking movie. I think it's great. It's available right now. I think it's on Peacock. But I watched it in the theaters and I loved it. Maybe runs a little bit too long, honestly. It runs a little bit too long, and maybe it's too dark at times, but for the most part, I don't think so. And I mean, I meant visually dark, not like thematically dark. All in all, I think it's a really ambitious project that is perfectly shot, captivating, brilliant, insane performances, especially from Willem Dafoe, and Bill Skarsgård. So I would recommend it. Yeah, for sure. Eddie Von B says, just finished watching The French Connection. Seemed fitting to watch Gene Hackman's best Oscar on Oscar night. Yeah, it makes sense. Dude, this Gene Hackman shit's got me all fucked up. What a fucking mystery. Like, it's macabre and I don't want to know too much, but at the same time, I want to know what the fuck's going on. 1 dog out of 3 is dead. They're both dead. She's 30 years younger. She's like mummified. He may have died like 9 days prior. Some weird shit going on there, man. It's been fucking me up all week. I've honestly been thinking about it. I'm a huge Gene Hackman fan. French Connection is amazing. We've covered that on PCP Movie Night. You should check that out. Yeah, Eddie, as soon as we wrap up here, go check out Dylan's The Horror Show. They're doing Jacob's Ladder to kick off March Madness. And then straight up, when you have time, go check out our French Connection movie review for Action Fest a couple years ago, because it was a really great conversation. And yeah, R.I.P. Gene Hackman. And his dog and his wife. Joe says, if the panel is super small tomorrow, I should be down to join. Fuck yeah, Joe. I'd love to have you on, man. It is a small panel. I had to pass off my Blu-ray to Brooks, otherwise he wouldn't have joined. I know Verno found it somewhere. Maybe Jelani pirated it or something. But it's either just going to be a 3 or 4 person panel tomorrow. So I would love to have you on, Joe. Please, that'd be great. 9 Panel Grid says, you heard it here, Bourbon Cast. Let's fucking do it, man. Any recommendations for nonfiction history comics? I don't know if I've ever been asked that. Nonfiction? Okay, well, Aubrey Sitterson did the history of professional wrestling. Somebody else did a history of beer. All right, here's my recommendation for nonfiction history comics. How about Jack Kirby, King of Comics by Tom Scioli and I Am Stan by Tom Scioli? I would recommend those two. But those are more about the comic book history. If you're looking for historical war comics, I would recommend 300 by Frank Miller, but it's obviously fictionalized. Does anybody have any recommendations for a nonfiction history comics? That's an interesting one. Eddie says, just about any movie would be fun with buddies and bourbon. Not any movie. Some movies are meant to be really dissected alone. How was the sound design in The Monkey? Were the waves pivotal? There were no fucking waves, Eric. Shut the fuck up. You can suck my balls, man. And not in a good way. I want you to, I'm not going to shave for 2 months. I'm not going to wash it for 2 days. And I'm going to do some exercise right before. Those are the balls you can suck. Saying shit like that. The Limey sound design is amazing. You fuck stick. All right? You pieces of shit. All right. Joe says, I want the Red Skull origin comic and made me want... I read the Red Skull origin comic and made me want to find out more about real history. Oh, interesting. Okay. Eddie Von B says, Nosferatu is amazing. It does not disappoint. Jared says, I like Nosferatu, but honestly, I think it's Edgar's worst movie by far. Interesting to say that. Oh, that's... What's crazy is that, I might agree with that. The Witch is his best. The Northman is phenomenal. The Lighthouse is great. And The Lighthouse is the finale of March Madness on PCP Movie Night. What's the other one that I forgot? The Witch, The Lighthouse. No, it's Nosferatu. It might be his worst movie, but I think they're all 5s, personally. Omega, what up? Says, I believe it's the director's cut too. Yeah, and it's 3 or 4 minutes longer. So I definitely need to rewatch it. Then I'll have more of an accurate view of how I actually feel about the movie, especially compared to his other movies. But I do think The Witch is still his best movies. But I think The Northman is severely underrated and underappreciated. Justin says, I just wanted Longlegs to go deeper than saying Hail Satan a bunch of times. Still need to watch The Monkey myself, but you're not the first person I've heard had bad things to say about it. I mean, I still liked it. I just didn't like it as much, but it's better than Longlegs. You're right, dude. My girlfriend at the time, we watched it together, and she goes, I felt like I was watching... I felt like while I was watching this movie, we were waiting for something to happen, and then the movie ended. Yeah. Like, just saying Hail Satan, Satanic Panic, that's not enough. That movie should have gone further. And I think The Monkey goes further, but I don't think this dude knows how to mesh his comedy and horror yet. I think that The Monkey should have been more along the lines of something like Reanimator. And it doesn't quite land for me. It's still okay. I enjoyed watching it. But I don't know. I want to go see a movie next week. What comes out next week? Because a lot of the movies I wanted to watch, like Presence is already gone. Companion's already gone. Let me see what's out next week. I'll just pull up my app. I'll just pull up the app. Fuck the internet. What should I watch next week, y'all? What's coming out? Dynamite says, thanks, Robbie. I'll rent it through Prime. Yeah, that's the better choice. Don't go waste money at the theater with a bunch of popcorn and shit. Hip Hop Family Tree, Hip Hop History. Yeah, Hip Hop Family Tree is really good. It's going to be part of our show and tell tonight. Justin Richard says, they called us Enemy is an amazing nonfiction history comic. That's the one with George Takei, right? I've not read that one. So what's out this upcoming week? Because I usually go on Sundays, so what's available? Last Breath? I'm not familiar with what that is. I'm not watching Dogman. Mickey 17, don't know what that is. Night of the Zoopocalypse, Rule Breakers, Seven Veils, In the Lost Lands, I Am Living Proof, Queen of the Ring. Oh, that's cool. And The Rule of Jenny Penn. Fuck. Slim pickings, y'all. What's Last Breath? That was PG-13. Damn, I wanted to take... I'm seeing somebody new right now, and it's really, really great. And I wanted to take her to a movie, but it doesn't seem like there's anything really playing. Huh. I don't know. I'm going to have to look closer into that. Joe Corralo says, awesome. I'm down. Hell yeah, dude. Glad you're down for Lizard in a Woman's Skin. Fuck yeah. Fuzzy says, I rewatched Get Shorty and Crimson Tide in homage to Gene Hackman. Eddie Von B says, I'm a huge Gene Hackman fan too, and this is something totally out of a movie. What happened to him and his family? Very freaky. I agree. Joe says, Station, I just saw Ghost Rider versus Spawn Death Battle. Eddie Von B says, Henri Kampan Yisun Shin is a great historical comic series. I love it. I even bought the hardcover. Not familiar with that one. Writing it down. Yisun Shin. Comic. All right. Fuzzy says the Ed Gain story is good. Are you talking about the what Ed Gain did or something like that? Hey, Link is here. Station, my man. How you doing, bro? Good to have you here. Omega Slice says, Okinawa is like a graphic novel manga that's a real raw account of the U.S. Pacific War. Oh, there's another one. I don't know if this is nonfiction, but there's a Joe Kubert book that he did called Yomo, something like that. That's a really good one. Mouse, kind of nonfiction in a way. Yeah, he made that Viking movie too, Northman. The Northman is amazing. William says, congrats to The Substance for winning, Best Makeup? Wait, where did that go? Oh, I've lost the chat. Hold on. Oh, why is this acting weird? Oh, there we go. Congrats to The Substance for winning makeup and hairstyling. Eddie Von B says Northman flew under a lot of folks' radar. Great movie that doesn't get enough props. I agree. Joe says Daniel Warren Johnson is doing a backup on Wolverine #8. Maybe Marvel and DWJ have come to a deal. They can hit his page rate for like eight pages. That's good. Joe Corallo. Oh, we lost it. I knew this was going to happen. Maybe you can still see me, but I've lost my YouTube feed. Getting it back right now. But yeah, I've lost my YouTube feed. But it seems like we're good now. All right. Joe says Blackcoat's Daughter is Osgood Perkins' best movie I've seen at least. I've not heard of that one. Blackcoat's Daughter. Joe, did you watch Longlegs? What did you think about it? Link says Companion and Heart Eyes was fun. I wanted to watch Heart Eyes. I think today was the last day, or I guess maybe Wednesday night might be the last day that it's at my theater. Link says Mickey 17 is going to be a banger. Jared says it looks good. Director Parasite. All right, so Mickey 17 is the one to check out. All right, cool. Thank you for that. I still haven't seen Parasite. Stu's hyped for Mickey. All right, Mickey 17 looks good, says Pete. Sort of a Groundhog Story, it seems. Okay. Oh, same director of The Host and Snowpiercer. I've seen The Host. Yeah, I have Parasite, but I've not watched it yet. All right, Mickey 17, it fucking is, man. Let's go. What manga do people buy at my store? Number one right now is Jujutsu Kaisen. It shit sells like crazy. Some of the classics still sell very well for us all the time. Akira, Ghost in the Shell. Astro Boy sells well. Lone Wolf and Cub. And Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball. But like new stuff, it's mostly Jujutsu Kaisen, Sakamoto Days, Spy X Family. Those are probably our bigger sellers right now, maybe. And anything by Junji Ito. Boa's Afraid is amazing. Yeah, I love that fucking movie. And I'm a big Parker Posey fan, and there were some surprises in that movie that I was surprised by. But yeah, I love all of Ari Aster's films so far. Hereditary, Midsommar, and God damn it, now I'm in that asshat saying Midsommar instead of Midsummer. Pretty soon I'll be like the Vivitch. But Midsommar and Hereditary and Boa's Afraid, I love those movies. Very excited for his next film. If Marvel signs DWJ and getting Cates back with also still having Hickman, could load up the writer bullpen. Yeah, we'll see. Justin says Mickey 17 as well. Yeah, I think that's the one. I had no idea what that one was, so thank you all so much. Domu sells well for us too. Oh, actually, Domu doesn't. I can't get a hold of it. Domu is another Kurosawa, or not Kurosawa. Katsuhiro fucking book, right? Not now. Yeah. That and Fireball I can't get right now. William says Mouse and March are great historical comics to read. I mentioned the March or the Mouse stuff, but I've never read March, actually. We keep them in stock. Another one is another good one. I don't know how historical it is, but Stuck Rubber Baby is very much based on historical events. I think it's kind of historical. Joe, if you're still here, you'll know more about how historical it is, but that's a really good one too. Stuck Rubber Baby. Joe says, right now I'm trying to find a new anime to watch that does not suck. Does anybody got Joe Slag a anime recommendation for a show that doesn't suck? Oh, it's Henri from the EXP? Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Guy's cool. I've never met him, but it's cool. AJW says Common Side Effects is great so far too. Row Collecting says I've heard great things about Common Side Effects. I'll have to write that down. All right, I think this new exceptional woman that I'm seeing, I think that I'm going to recommend that we go see Mickey 17 next weekend. Maybe I can fit in Parasite. We'll see. Joe Corallo says, long legs sucks. Bruh, I knew I loved you for a reason. Link says, who's seen that Havoc trailer with Tom Hardy? I have not. Gareth Evans' new movie. Oh, no, I have not seen it. Row Collecting says, Long Legs was such a letdown, but I had fun with the monkey. All right. Anthony says, Jujutsu Kaisen blows. Joe Slag says, Long Legs to me, when I saw the end, I thought there could be a sequel. Joe Corallo says, Cuba, My Revolution is a good historical graphic novel about life as Castro came to power. Anthony says, Sakamoto Days is cool. I started stocking that at my shop because Joe Corallo told me about it. It sells really well. Joe says, Alice in Borderland Season 3 is coming soon based on the manga. That one sells pretty well for us, too. All right, so that's a Netflix movie dropping in April. All right, if you enjoyed The Raid, this looks up that alley. I've never seen The Raid, but Two Gun Pedro sent it to me. Link loves Alice in Borderlands. Yeah, we were supposed to do The Raid for Action Fest, but now I'm kind of torn because I decided I wanted to make Action Fest kind of our unofficial Van Damme month this year. But maybe we should just do the normal Action Fest stuff because we wanted to do a franchise or two. Maybe we at least wanted to do one franchise. We wanted to do the Terminator franchise, but then I got distracted by doing more Van Damme because Van Damme's been very good for us here on the channel. But I do kind of owe The Raid to Two Gun Pedro. Anthony Davis says, Kaiju number 8 is fire. Joe says, Stuck Rubber Baby is more autobiographical than Howard made it seem. All right, that's historical then, I think. Steph says, Robbie, watch The Raid. Yeah, we might add some Van Damme movies into Action Fest, but maybe not the whole month because The Raid is definitely something to do. Oh, yeah, I don't know if it's pronounced Dan to Dan, but yeah, we stocked it at my store. Flow won for Best Animated Film. Van Damme needs its own month. Yeah, but this year it's hard, man, because November we're doing Lord of the Rings. December we want to do actual Christmas movies. There's no other time to do Van Damme except for during Action Fest. I know last year we did Van Damme December, and the year before that we did Van Damme November, but this year we're doing something different. Maybe we'll just throw in. We don't want to blow our Van Damme load in the year of PCPX anyway, right? So yeah, I think Action Fest is going to have a couple of Van Damme movies, and then The Raid and Terminator, and yeah, we'll figure that out. I got to look at July because Action Fest now is just July. We've already done the John Wick franchise. Well, we did the John Wick trilogy. That was what was available at the time. But we did John Wick 1, 2, and 3 on the channel for Action Fest already. What's your top 5 wrestlers of all time? I've never seen Ong Bak. No, I've never seen that one. Top 5 wrestlers of all time. Real quick. Let me think. As we think, let's take a station identification as I think. And also why I think. Let's go through that March Madness lineup one more again. All right, this is tough, and this list could change possibly, aside from the top 2. But right now, where I'm sitting at, top 5 wrestlers of all time, professional wrestlers. Number 5, I'm going to go with Hulk Hogan. Guy was a big deal for a good reason. I know that a lot of people feel differently for a lot of different reasons now. I agree. I understand. But Hulk Hogan, to me, still maintains his spot on this list. At number 4, I'm going to go Shawn Michaels. I really have been diving deep, and I've been seeing some of the Shawn Michaels matches that I missed, and I think Shawn Michaels is really fucking cool, and I think he's a really great technical wrestler, and I really like him. So I'll put him on there. At number 3, I'll put Stone Cold Steve Austin. Fuck. I forgot The Undertaker. Hold on. We're going to boot Hogan out. We're going to go Shawn Michaels at number 5. Stone Cold at number 4. Stone Cold Steve Austin at number 4. Because that whole Rattlesnake era was amazing. At number 3, we'll put The Undertaker. Yeah, because The Undertaker's great. This is like greatest entrance in all of fucking sports entertainment. I love it. At number 2, Ultimate Warrior. I'm a mark for the Ultimate Warrior. I love him. I think he's great. And at number 1, The Rock. The Rock is my favorite wrestler of all time for a very good reason. It's just, he's awesome. I've always loved The Rock. I was there when he was the People's Champion. I was there when he was the Corporate Champion. I was there when he was the People's Champion again. Every time he comes back, I get down. So to recap, yeah, my official top 5 for now, and this may change. Number 5, Shawn Michaels. Number 4, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Number 3, The Undertaker. And number 2, Ultimate Warrior. And number 1, The Rock. So there you go. And I know that the Ultimate Warrior was not the greatest wrestler, but there was something about that character that really worked for me when I was a kid, and I fucking love him. AJW says Terry Funk, The Sandman, Foley, Rob Van Dam, and Ric Flair. Fucking Foley? All right, we're bumping Shawn Michaels out. Number 5 is Stone Cold. Number 4 is The Undertaker. Number 3 is Mick Foley. Number 2 is Warrior. And number 1 is The Rock. All right. See, this is why it shifts and changes, because I keep forgetting shit. Hydra Asylum says Rob Van Dam, Stone Cold, AJ Styles, Heartbreak Kid, and Will Ospreay. Okay. Anthony says Kenny Omega is the man. Kevin says, I've never cared for wrestling. I've never watched wrestling, but even I have Roddy Piper t-shirt. He was always the most entertaining. Yeah, he's great. Justin says, Stone Cold's got to be my number 1. Respect your list. Two Gun Pedro says the Rock would be my number 1 also. Hydra Asylum says choosing 5 is hard. Anthony says no love for Macho Man. He's top 10. Double says Chris Benoit went hard though. I'm not super familiar with his work because like him and Eddie Guerrero, people talk about them a lot, but I wasn't really there for that. But I love Roddy. Joe says top 5 for me, Triple H, Austin, Michaels, Eddie Guerrero, and the Masked Kane. Fuzzy says, hurts me not seeing any Bret Hart or Mr. Perfect love. I got love for Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect's top 20, and Bret Hart is top 10 for me. Eddie says, number 1, Andre. Number 2, Stone Cold. Number 3, Undertaker. Number 4, Triple H. Number 5, Bret Hart. What's the deal with IDW? They going under? Not if TMNT keeps going. They're the TMNT Sonic fucking group right now, man. Kid and Puke is in the house. Both says Rock and Stone Cold are at the top of my list, but the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Bros were always great to watch back in the day. I agree. Oh yeah, Kevin. Piper's Pit? The shit, dude. The shit. I'm going to stick with this for now, man. Number 5, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Number 4, The Undertaker. Number 3, Mick Foley. Number 2, Ultimate Warrior. Number 1, The Rock. I'm still going to stick with that for now. For now. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's time for the DC sneak peek and a little bit of show and tell here on Rockin Robbie Live.
On the most recent comic book review, Super Caveman says, "Dude, these are too long. Please release TikTok versions of these videos. I only want the clip notes." Do you honestly believe that Robbie Billups knows what TikTok is? He's been so focused on these last 4 years, he didn't know Instagram came out, right? This man has so much Facebook, he didn't even know that there was Netflix is doing streaming now. He's still trying to order, "Hey, Netflix, can I get my new DVD in?" Right? You're still calling him up. All right. Stay safe, Super Caveman. You know, dangerous as shit these days.
What's up, everybody? You can't see me. Welcome back to Rockin Robbie Live here on Pop Culture Philosophers. We're in the final act because in 45 minutes we got March Madness kicking off officially tonight over at Dylan's Horror Show. March Madness celebrating the madness of cinema across 4 channels. That's right. 4 channels are involved this year, including one collection down. Could somebody out there with a blue wrench please throw the link to all of these fantastic channels out there? It kicks off tonight at 9:30 p.m. Central Time over at Dylan's Horror Show with Jacob's Ladder. Tomorrow it continues on PCP Movie Night with Lizard in a Woman's Skin, an Italian giallo directed by Lucio Fulci. Then on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, over at One Collection Down, we get Flatliners. And then Thursday night on Blood Splatter Chatter, another Lucio Fulci film, The House by the Cemetery. March Madness is kicking off tonight. 17 movies across 4 channels all throughout March, celebrating the madness of cinema. I also got Ivan Cohen on the channel on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Time. He is, of course, a writer of a lot of DC animated movies and TV shows, as well as the upcoming Wacky Races from Dynamite Comics. Cannot wait to chat with him. All right. A lot of chatter in the chat about Turtles. Is the Turtles book worth checking out? Yes. Yes. We were talking about this recently on the monthly comic book review we did on Thursday night. Go check that out. It made my pick of the week this week. Turtles is only getting better and better and better and better and better under Jason Aaron. And now we got series regular artist Juan Ferreira on board. Some of the best Turtles artwork you're going to see in your life. And Turtles has a history of having great comic book art from people like Peter Laird, Kevin Eastman, Rick Veitch, Chris Burnham in the new run. A lot of us were talking about how the first 5 issues being like the one-shots they were, it was a little off-putting. Plus, there were 150 issues that came before. I didn't read all of those. I am locked into this book right now. Read Turtles. There is a hardcover and a trade paperback collection coming out right as we speak, basically, of Jason Aaron's Turtles run, the first 6 issues. You need it. Go pick up issue number 7 right now. Read it. Catch up when you can. Just start now. Turtles is the shit. It is the shit. Thank you so much, y'all, for showing the channel links and the show links. Thank you, Fable. Thank you, Two Gun. I'm not going to buy a PS5. Now, if y'all want to buy me a PS5, that's fine, because we are still looking for Super Chats. We got 12 minutes to hit our goal. We need 4 more Super Chats of $5 or more to open up a Dinobot. If not, we'll just move that to next week and see if we can hit the goal. But all the support we need is to like, share, subscribe. All right, let's move it in. Let's do what we're doing. What's up, Starscream? How you doing? It's time. It's been a while. We haven't done this since the middle of December. But y'all, it is fucking time for the return of your DC Sneak Peek. Believe it or not, DC has comics out this week on Wednesday, March 5th, and I've already read what I wanted to read, so let's do it. We're going to start off with Secret 6, issue number 1. Secret 6 is all right. Now, I know a lot of people might be excited for this because there's a lot of fan favorites of the Gail Simone Secret 6 book. And yeah, this is going to dive into some of that nostalgia, I guess, just a little bit. But for the most part, this is a follow-up to the more recent Suicide Squad books. It's got Jonathan Kent. It's got his boyfriend. I can't remember his name, Jay something. It's got Dreamer. Honestly, I don't give a shit about any 3 of those characters. So most of this issue, I didn't give a shit about. But at the end, we tie it in with Deadshot and Catman. But very briefly. For the most part, this issue was just kind of all right. I thought it was kind of mid. I thought it was kind of meh. It didn't really super work for me. I didn't really like the art. I didn't really like the characterizations. I didn't really like the story. I just didn't care. So this one to me was kind of a hard no. All right. Then we got Justice League, The Atom Project, issue number 3. I'm liking this book. So we got 2 writers on this book, Ryan Parrott and John Ridley. I don't know how they're breaking it up, but I feel like they're breaking it up by like past story by one person, present story by another. But I like it. I like how it's tied in to where we're going with DC right now. I like how it's like kind of like this is one of those books that is like a bridge between Absolute Power and wherever we're going, right? So I like it. I like how it feels plugged in. I like Mike Perkins' artwork. It's all right, but it's not the greatest DC book out there, but it's still pretty solid. If you want to be plugged in to all the nuances of all the connective material between the last DC phase and the next one, this is a book you'd want to check out for sure. Then we got JSA here with issue number 5. Starting in issue number 4, Jeff Lemire's JSA started really working for me. The first few issues didn't. In fact, the first issue I thought was one of the worst first issues at DC we've seen in a while. And I love Jeff Lemire, but I just didn't quite understand, why do you want to launch a new era of Justice Society, the JSA, by making it feel like the end of a big arc, right? But now the chaos, it hasn't quite settled, but I'm more in the vein of it, more in the flow of it. And issue number 4 and now issue number 5 are really working for me. And I'm excited to see how we wrap this arc up and trailblaze into the future. Is it a great first-time JSA book? Not at all. Not at all. But it's still pretty good. All right. Then we got Batgirl issue number 5. Another fantastic issue of Batgirl. Most of this issue is silent. Now, I get it. All comic books are silent. You have to do the voices in your head. But I've really liked this book. It's really respecting everything that Cassandra Cain has been through. It respects her lineage. It respects her story arcs. And it respects that character. And it is moving that character forward a little bit with being a little bit, maybe a little bit like on the nose with some things, but at the same time, handling it very well. Tate Bromball is doing a great job with the script. Who is the artist? Takeshi Miyazawa. The art is really solid. I like the book. I like the exploration. I am a big fan of Cassandra Cain. And I'm quite the fan of this book. So Batgirl was pretty freaking cool. Then we got Poison Ivy here with issue number 31. My favorite DC book I read of the week. G. Willow Wilson is making this book into a must-read. It is straight up, and I don't think I've said this before, Poison Ivy is a horror comic book. It's a horror comic book the same way that Alan Moore and Steve Bissett and John Toddleben and everybody were on Swamp Thing. It's playing with Swamp Thing mythology. It's adding new things to the mythology of the green and the red with the gray. And I just really like this book. I think it's super cool. Now we got a guest artist here, but it's Brian Level, and the art is great. The layouts are great. Poison Ivy is low-key a horror comic. And it's been one of the best DC ongoings for a while. And the fact that Poison Ivy has had a book for more than 30 issues that has enticed me and engaged me this entire time, that's a pretty big deal. And finally, let's talk about this. This is Batman number 600, what is it, 10 or 11? 12! They're re-releasing all the Hush books. We got Hush 2 starting soon. They're re-releasing all the Hush books. I'm not the big Hush fan, but I am a foil facsimile fan. So I've been recollecting these because I got rid of my originals a long time ago. So I've been recollecting them, and maybe one day I will read them and see if maybe Hush is better than I remember. So that is your DC sneak peek. To recap, Secret 6 is kind of whack. Atom Project is okay. It's pretty solid. JSA is getting better issue by issue. Batgirl, I'm having a lot of fun with. Poison Ivy is one of the best DC books out there. And Batman Hush, in facsimile foil edition, that's pretty dope. That's what I think. That's what I thought. We'll talk more about it Tuesday night on the weekly comic book review. That has been your DC sneak motherfucking peek. Man, it feels good to have the DC sneak peek back, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Come on, y'all. Take a look at the chat real quick. Joe says, series regular artist means on for 3 issues and off for 2 to 3. Not with Juan Ferreira. I guarantee it, bro. That dude's a workhorse, and he's fast. Station Starscream. Double says, when the hardcover comes out, I'll definitely check it out. When does it come out? It's soonish. I know the hardcover and the softcover, I believe, come out the same day, and it's in June. Shit, so it's still a little bit away. Huh. They need to get that shit out quicker. But I think plenty of comic shops still have the issues. In fact, I know my comic shop still has the issues. So if you're looking, let me know. William says, wait till March 26th when Hush 2 comes out. We'll see. Link says, or September when Fraction joins. What's crazy is so they're doing the first 6 issues of Hush 2. Then Fraction's coming on. They're going to interrupt Fraction's run for the second part of Hush 2. That doesn't seem good, but it's basically good for scheduling because Jim Lee, if that book came out 12 issues back to back, it would start being delayed very quickly. Link, you're right. It is hard to top JSA by Jeff Johns. It really, really is. Boat says JSA is confusing as hell at first, but crushing on the Jade part, though. I agree. Rogue says, very interested to see what Fraction and Jimenez are cooking up for Batman. Me too. Rogue Collecting says, I've been digging Batgirl. Link says, hell yes, Boat. Talking about the JSA stuff. Andy's here saying, inflation station masturbation. 2 out of 3 of those are my favorite things. Link says, don't forget manifestation. That's the 3rd of my favorite things. Boat says, Alan Moore's Swamp Thing was one of my first runs. It made me fall in love with the green, red, etc. Pete says, the Hush 2 trailer was dope. Joe says, Batgirl and Two-Face didn't need their own series. Should have been a Detective Comics arc. Batgirl, I think, deserves her own series. Two-Face, not so much. Link says, Hush was lazy rehash of Long Halloween. Bruh, something we agree about. It's fucking awesome. Station. We agree about a lot, but that's something in particular we agree about. Unlike Rising Stars. Rising Star is better than Hush, in my opinion. What do you think, Link? No, Chokos, we just did the DC sneak peek. How many covers will Hush 2 have? 2 fucking many. Joe says, I don't understand the Hush 2 stuff. We are getting an arc, and then the Batman book is renumbering with Fraction, and then Hush 2 is coming back. Dumb. DC just give Hush its own title like Spider-Man Reign. I agree, but they want to goose the numbers on the main Batman book because it's been slipping, sliding. So, DMX already kind of put together what the Zdarsky run on Batman was. I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. I'm slipping. I'm falling. I can't get up. You know what I'm saying? Explain the whole Diamond situation again. Here's a simple way to explain it. Diamond is fucked. But we are fine. Comic book industry will be fine, but Diamond is fucked. It might be over. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out more later. Link says, Rising Stars is absolutely better than Hush. I agree, Steph. That's one thing we agree about with Rising Stars. So there you go. Let me check my phone real quick. I got a message from some cool person, so I just want to see what they said. Fuck, the message I got was not from who I thought it was, but from another person. Esther, I love you. I hope you're having fun at the Applebee's. Hell yeah, Nestor. Our PCP movie night last week was brought by you because that was a movie that you gifted me. So I hope you've checked it out because we gave you some shout outs, Nestor. I'm assuming that's you because you mentioned the word Coleman, and it's a number I don't recognize, so I think you're on your other phone. All right. We're 30 minutes away from the start of not Horror Fest, but the start of March Madness over at DHS with Jacob's Ladder. I want everybody to have plenty of time to get into it. So now it's time for us to do a little bit of show and tell. Justin says, I got to run, but where should I reach out to you to chat some horror comics on the show station? My email, Facebook, Twitter, IG. My email is contact420@gmail.com. So yeah, Justin, there you go. I don't know. I don't think you're on Facebook anymore. I'm not 100%. I'm still on Twitter, Facebook, IG, but my email also is contact420@gmail.com. Link says, let's be real. We've been watching Diamonds die slowly for the last 5 years. Maybe even longer than that, bro. Nerd Without Order. Sup, guys? Long-time listener, first-time commentator. Love your show, brother. Use it as my monthly guide to picking up singles. Stay cool as fuck, bro. Well, we're trying. We really appreciate it. All right, we didn't hit our goal tonight, y'all. But that's all right, because all the support we need is y'all being here, being a part of this conversation. We got 56 people watching, 55 likes. I like that ratio. That's good enough. Where is Swamp Thing now? Justice League Unlimited. He's recently been talking about Justice League Unlimited is where Swamp Thing's kind of been. Best cinematography, The Brutalist. All right. It's time for a little bit of show and tell. Let's dive into it. Last week, I opened up this Needle Nose Target Master. I got him open. I got the Target Masters put together, and there he is. It's a pretty fucking dope figure. I like the way it looks, and like Fable says, looks like he's got a giant dick just fucking hanging there. Maybe in fact, I will transform him this week and show you his alt mode next week. All right. Movies. Here's a movie I got recently. My sister gifted me this for Christmas. But this is the Coen brothers, The Man Who Wasn't There, Billy Bob Thornton, Frances McDormand, James Gandolfini, and many more. A Coen brothers film. It's going to get added to the list. All right. The rest of PCP Show and Tell for tonight is brought to you by my buddy David and his store, Big Mix Video. Hey everybody, Rockin Robbie here, and I want to talk to you about Big Mix Vintage Video. Right now in Huntsville, Alabama, you can go and rent movies from an actual video store. Now this is run by my good homie of over 20 years, David. So go let him know that PCP sent you. This dude's got over 18,000 movies. That's right. He's got DVDs. He's got Blu-rays. He's got 4Ks. Hell, he's got VHS and Laserdisc. He's got an exceptional collection of your favorite filmmakers, your favorite film franchises, and he really specializes in hard-to-find, unheard of horror movies. This dude is where it's at. He's my go-to source for those hard to get movies that I don't want to spend a freaking bundle on Amazon or eBay to get. It's just a nice old school kind of vibe when you go in. One of the best video stores I've ever been at. If you're in Huntsville, Alabama, go to 309 Dallas Street and check out Big Mix Vintage Video. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook, and you can email them at bigmixvintage@gmail.com. All right, my buddy David, man, I got to go see him yesterday. Before I watched the Elimination Chamber, I got off work, I went to go see him, dropped off some videos, got some new videos. He's got the best video cases. He hand makes these. Super fucking cool. What did I rent this week? First one I rented was La Dolce Vita, a Federico Fellini film. That's right. I've been in an Italian kick lately for some reason, and I rewatched 8.5 the other night, and I wanted to pick up another Fellini film that I didn't own. So La Dolce Vita, the Criterion version, which I've never seen, so I'm very excited for that. The next movie that I rented from him was Dead Ringers on Blu-ray from Scream Factory. I don't have Dead Ringers on Blu-ray at all, but it's the movie that we're doing here on PCP Movie Night next week for March Madness. Kicks off tonight with Jacob's Ladder on Dylan's Horror Show. Tomorrow night, Lizard in a Woman's Skin on PCP. Tuesday night, on One Collection Down, Flatliners. On Thursday night, The House by the Cemetery. But the week after that, we got Bliss on Dylan's Horror Show. But we got Dead Ringers by David Cronenberg on PCP Movie Night. Now, I've watched it on Amazon. I think it's still on Amazon. But I did want to rent it so I could have access to special features, the commentary, to get ready for the show. So there you go. But I rented a third one. Because he does this cool shit where when you rent a certain amount of movies, he's got a punch card. You get a rental for free. So this is Only Lovers Left Alive. This is a movie that my buddy David recommended to me. It's directed by somebody. Is it Neil Jordan? '23 romance horror. No, this is the Jim Jarmusch vampire film he told me about. Yeah, Jim Jarmusch doing a vampire film. He sold me immediately. So Only Lovers Left Alive. So that was what I picked up from him. What's up, Eddie? Well, I have to watch the video on demand? That's all right, man. Lizard in a Woman's Skin. Now that's a deep cut. Bro, welcome to PCP. Year of the Heel. Decade of the deep cut. All right, I want to show off my Treasury editions. And my new Marvel Treasury editions. Not anything I have from the old school Treasury editions, because I do have DC-wise, the Superman versus Muhammad Ali. I got a Fantastic Four one. That's that cover right there that my buddy David Hatch, the late, great David Hatch, gave me. Station David Hatch, everybody. In fact, let's take a fucking moment to respect those we have lost, including David Station. David Hatch, who I call David Station. Fuck yeah, man. Miss that dude. Miss a lot of people. Here's for those we've missed. All right, we miss all those we lost. Two Gun wants to know, does David have a Lizard in a Woman's Skin available to rent? Yes. That's what I told Brooks. I told Brooks, go see David's shop. And he's got it. And I was there yesterday and I double checked. He's got it. He's got Lizard in a Woman's Skin. My buddy David's shop is the best. Two Gun, you got to come down and visit us sometime and I'll take you to his shop. You'll love it. All right, but Marvel's been doing these Treasury Edition collections recently. Here are the ones I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these motherfuckers. First up, we got Captain America's Bicentennial Battles. This is a collection of the Treasury Edition that Jack Kirby did when he came back to do the Bicentennial Captain America book. I've never read this. I've never read it. But when I saw that this was available, I had to pick it up. Jack Kirby, third era on Captain America. Jack Kirby is a co-creator of Captain America. Then he came back and reintroduced Captain America for the Silver Age. And then this is what he did in the Silver to Bronze Age. It's Kirby fucking gold. We were talking about this book earlier. My favorite Doctor Strange book of all time, Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise. I had to get this Treasury Edition. Here's the thing about the Treasury Editions. They go out of print very quickly. Now, this is coming out in regular trade paperback very, very soon. But you need it in this format. It's already out of print. If you can find it, find it. Tradmore is amazing. I have all the original issues that I have signed by Tradmore. But I hope to meet Tradmore again, who, by the way, is a very sexy individual. And his art is amazing. And this book is amazing. All right. The other ones are our Pittsburgh fans, our friends. Here is Tom Scioli's Fantastic Four Grand Design. They're the ones that kind of brought back this Treasury Edition. Tom Scioli. It's got a great smell. Oh my God. This just recently got released in regular trade paperback, but this is the way you want to read it. Then our buddy Jim Rugg. Hulk Grand Design. This one I got signed by Jim Rugg. So that was cool. Actually, That's just his regular signature on the book everybody has. There's the signature I got from him. All grand design is amazing. His work on this book is fantastic. It's incredible, some might even say. All right, and then the late, great Ed Piscor. X-Men Grand Design, issue number 1, signed for me by Ed Piscor. Right there. I miss him already. His X-Men Grand Design is amazing. This is the way to read it. It's the best way to read it. Volume 1. Volume 2. I was planning on bringing a new volume every year. But unfortunately, we've lost him. But anyway, there you go. Volume 2 and Volume 3 from Ed Piscor. Right there. So, love those dudes. Love all of them, including Jim Rugg and Tom Scioli and Ed Piscor. And the toy that we were going to open up tonight, if we hit our Super Chat goal, which we did not, was Snarl. So, maybe next week on Rockin Robbie Live, we'll hit a Super Chat goal and we'll get to open this bad boy up. And I'm very excited to do so. In fact, next week, if we hit our goal, we're going to open this bad boy up and another fucking dope-ass Transformer action figure. But that's up to y'all. Anyway, we're dipping out. Yeah, R.I.P. Ed Piscor. For sure. Yeah, with the SIGs, man. It was a hard day when we lost Ed Piscor. And it made me realize a lot of things. And it's one of the things that led to my heel turn, man. I don't give a shit anymore about what we're supposed to say or what we're supposed to fucking do or anything like that. All I care about is being authentic. If that means going heel, so fucking be it. If comics suck, I'm going to tell you they suck. If comics are good, I'm going to tell you they're good. And if behavior is shit, I'm going to tell you it's shit. And the behavior around Ed Piscor and what led to his suicide and led to his death, led to our loss, is bullshit. And that's just the way it is, man. I don't give a fuck. It's just the way it is. It's real. And we lost one of the greatest fucking creators and fans we've ever had in this industry. And it fucking sucks. Sucks 100%. Anyway, if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it. If you don't want to suck it, too bad. My dick's already in your mouth. All right, we're dipping out. We love you guys. Have a good one. Station. Don't forget, March Madness is kicking off in 15 minutes over at Dylan's. Hit the wrong button. Over at Dylan's Horror Show with March Madness and Jacob's Ladder. Tomorrow night, Lizard in a Woman's Skin at 8 p.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Philosophers. Fable at 8 p.m. Central Time over at One Collection Down with Flatliners. And Blood Splatter Chatter on Thursday night with The House by the Cemetery. March Madness is underway, motherfuckers. Get ready. We also have Ivan Cohen on the channel Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Time. He's going to be talking about his work on DC animated films as well as the upcoming Wacky Races comic book. All right, y'all. We love you. We're dipping out. Y'all are the best because you're real. Let's keep being real. Let's keep fucking doing it. Let's keep trucking. Let's keep going. And my final thought is this. You can't see me, motherfucker!
I was at the bowling alley with my buddies. They busted on a biscuit and busted a biscuit, busted a bowling alley. My best buddy busted on a bowling alley. My best buddy busted out a biscuit at the bowling alley.